Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, cake business, productivity coach, and podcaster. I help cake makers like you manage your business productively and with ease, taking control of your time and workflow to avoid stress and burnt out. I offer personalized strategies and supportive community to help you stay organized, productive, and in charge of your success. Your cake business should bring you joy, not stress. I'm here to help you build an efficient, successful, and sustainable business without feeling overwhelmed and burned out. With the right planning, strategies, and mindset, you can reach your goals, stay organized, and enjoy the journey. Let's make your cake business work for you, not the other way around. Hi there. If you like this podcast and enjoy this episode, there's only one thing I ask from you. Please follow this podcast, download this episode, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platforms where you're listening to this show now. This way, the algorithm will show the podcast to more cake artists who will benefit from, and you'll be helping me grow this show. And don't forget to share it on social media and tag me, and I'll gladly follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. Leave me a comment on Spotify or answer any of the questions and polls on the episode. Let me invite you to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as the Art Cake Coach, or follow the links on the show notes to find out more ways to stay connected. Visit www.theartcakecoach.com for more. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here. Another beautiful day here in Lisbon, Portugal. You can feel the autumn season coming in, even though it's taking a little while to get in, because we don't have, at least here where I live, we don't have that marked change of season, but you can feel it in the air that it's the sky is bluer, the air is fresher, and I just love autumn. I love autumn, and I love the next 3 months of the year. September is almost over today, the 30th of September, and the busy season is coming. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We do not celebrate Thanksgiving here, but being more and more expats living here in Portugal, we start to see more and more this tradition. In this episode, we spill the tea, or maybe the sugar, in the scariest part of running a cake business during the holiday. From overbooking disasters to the dread last minute order ghost, you'll hear from my own horror stories and, more importantly, the strategies I use to keep my sanity. Let's be clear, Halloween is not just about costumes and candy. It's about big opportunity for cake artists, decorators, cake decorators, or bakers. There should be a lot of demand in this season. Not only Halloween, but all the season to come till the end of the year. Theme cakes, cupcakes, cookies, and quick treats. But of course, there is the last minute orders. People having birthdays, maybe getting married, and you have all of that on top of your seasonal products. And the best way to keep everything in check is by setting clear deadlines and client policies, but also having fun with designs and Instagram worthy products. You can make it through this mess with less stress if you manage your time and systems in a way that work for you. Well, my sweet friends, I wanted to make this episode because this is the last day of September, which means tomorrow is 1st of October. And if you're not thinking or have already thought on your Halloween treats and products, I think you're running a little late. But anyway, there's still time. You still have a whole month to go. So if you want to take on a little Halloween project or maybe offer to your clients some Halloween treats, you still have time to do it. However, I wanted to make this episode a little bit, to the funny side. I love Halloween, but I'm not into the spooky, gore, scary Halloween. I know people love that. I don't. I'm into the cute ghost, the happy witches, and the nice jack o' lantern. That's what I'm on to, and I love this aesthetic, if you can call it, these designs, these ideas to make beautiful treats, I really get all my creative juices going from now until December. I've been working on 6 Halloween toppers for a class that I have this upcoming Friday. Is an online class. And I've been also, believe me, I'm already starting to work on some Christmas projects because for me is the most creative time of the year. But there are some scary truths about the busy season, and I want to share them with you with a little bit of humor. So let's just start with the first one: overbooking like a hungry vampire at a blood bank. Yes, the title says everything because you decide to overbook yourself and to say yes to everything. Let's be clear, because you need the money. It's the end of the year. You want to get to your financial goals. And then you remember you also need to sleep, you need to eat, and possibly some interactions with other humans. Overbooking is only going to spread you thin, is not going to make any more profit for your business. If you're pricing, I'm not going to say correctly, I don't like the word correctly, but if you're pricing for profit, there is a way to work less and make more and not get overwhelmed, stress, and, end up in Christmas like you are just dead. No, you don't want to be like that. So, overbooking is not a good thing. Don't think because you can, you know, bite more than you can chew, you're actually going to make more money. Be smart on your prices and be smart on your marketing so you will know exactly what to sell and how much you're going to make from it, the profit from it. I have given this example so many times. Um I had a coachee who decided to she had this product for Christmas, exclusively for Christmas, and she did her math. She decided she wanted to sell X amount of cookie boxes. She not only sold them, but she was sold out before Christmas. So she knew exactly what kind of job the amount of work she was going to have, the job she was going to do, the ingredients, materials, and things needed ahead of time. And she knew exactly how much money she was going to make. Beautiful. So think about that. Let's take a look at our scary truth number 2: the last minute order ghost. They vanish all year. Those clients that maybe you made a cake for them and they never said even if they liked it or not. I also mentioned in other episodes that I had clients like this, and usually when they don't say anything, it's because everything was okay or even great for them. But when they send you feedback, it's because there's something they didn't like. Well, those vanishing or last or ghost, let's call it ghost, those ghost clients that vanish all year and suddenly they reappear when they just remember that their kid's party was this weekend, the same weekend that you have everything ready for Halloween and you're super busy. You can name it: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you name it. They just remember that their own child had their birthday that weekend. They're going to ask you for a simple cake, and I'm air quoting, but send you a Pinterest photo of the 6th-tier showstopper cake. But it's simple. You do so many great things that I'm sure you can do it. And you probably will tell them, like, this is a busy season. I have a lot to do. You should have booked this in advance. And they will say, oh, but you're so talented. You're so good. I'm sure you can just open a little space for me. Whoever can make 100 cookies can actually make 100 cookies in a cake, right? Yes, been there. That has happened to me actually a couple of times. And I have to say, I used to be the one that said yes to everything until I realized that the stress and the insanity of what that project made me go through was not worth the money. We're going to talk about that on clear client policies at the end of this episode. Let's take a look at our scary truth number 3. What about extra special content just for you? Audio classes, downloadable templates and PDFs, and ready to use information that will actually create results on your cake business. And all of this for less than one monthly coffee? Let me invite you to subscribe to the Art Cake Coach subscription channel with exclusive content delivered to you every month. Have access to audio classes and workshops on goal setting, time management, social media, posting, pricing, mindset, and teaching for only $2.99 a month. That's $2.99 a month. It can be yours. Follow the links to the subscription platform on the description of this episode, and with a little investment, find essential tools to start a solid business strategy and coach you for success. Thank you for being part of the Art Cake Coach family. The next scary truth, I have to say, I experienced this a couple of times, and it was a different outcome. But after that, because I love my time management, um, I was like, no, this never happens to me again, which is the great ingredient shortage. Let's say it's 10 p.m. I'm just giving you an example because I was never baking at 10 p.m. It's 10 p.m., you're knee deep in buttercream, and you realize you're out of butter. Cue the desperate text to every baker friend you know. Or in my case, I would tell my husband, like, please, you have to go and buy me some butter in the supermarket. Don't we all have moms, friends, brothers, sisters, or husbands that run last minute to the store for us? Well, I have mine. I still have it, but he doesn't run to the store last minute. He did that, I think, once or twice, but I was never actually baking at 10 p.m. That was not my thing. That was never my thing. But yes, there were times that I was like, oh my god, I don't have enough. I don't know, ice and sugar for a recipe, or I thought I had the sprinkles and I don't have them. Like, I could swear they were in the pantry, but they were not. So I had to run, or he had to help me, or I had to call somebody to help me. My mother-in-law does help a lot because she actually lives next door to the cake store supplier. So I will call my mother-in-law, like, can you please go downstairs, buy me the sprinkles, and when you pick up the girls or when you come later, can you bring them to me? So yes, that's had happened to me, but not at 10 p.m. However, there are ways to organize yourself so this doesn't happen. And again, we're going to talk about that in at the end of the episode. Okay, let's keep going with our scary truth. Pricing panic. Nothing says, I sound like the meme. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, but no, nothing says holiday spirit like realizing you just undercharge for a cake that took you 12 hours and a part of your soul to make. Yes, we've all been there. And if you tell me that you haven't been there, come on. Put your hand in your heart and tell me that you have never given a quote to a client and you thought you had everything under control. And when you finish the cake, you realize, I undercharge for this. This is not good. And especially when we don't charge for our time, and yeah, we don't include that in the price because sometimes, we kind of underestimate the time that we can be working on a cake. There are ways to organize that. Of course, for that, you have to have at least an idea of how long it will take you to decorate a standard cake, a simple cake, not a simple, I won't call it simple, a standard cake for you. What a standard cake looks for you and how long it will take you to decorate it. And you can calculate adding on the level of details and the amount of decorations that you're going to have to prepare. If you have to prepare decorations in advance, think about that as well. It's not just the time that you sit down and put everything on the cake, it starts on the moment that you sit down to plan the cake. That's also your time and it should be included in your price. And now, the last scary truth that I'm going to share with you today is the pre-Christmas burnout case. Because you have made hundreds of cakes, cookies, and treats for other people's celebrations, and for Halloween and for Thanksgiving. And when it comes your time to celebrate Christmas, yes, I'm talking about Christmas because this whole season is, I mean, it's nonstop. From Halloween till Christmas is nonstop for us. So when you get to your Christmas, to your celebration, you can even look at a gingerbread man without wanting to cry. Yes, that happens. I have made great Christmas treats for everyone, but for my family because I'm just tired. I'm just tired. And for us Latin American families, Southern European families, food in Christmas is a big deal. So I could, before Christmas Day, I would be spending, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days in the kitchen just cooking stuff. So yeah, it's a big deal. And when you've been burned out since Halloween, since October, it's hard. And then I have another one on top of that. If any of my listeners here are thinking or are participating, are going to competitions like Cake International, and there's another show in London now at the end of the year. Actually, there being I think is the Biennale that is happening in Italy, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of September. And there's Puglia coming up as well. So all of these competitions, if you are also participating in competition, plus teaching classes, plus taking care of your business, you're going to be dead by the end of the year. So pre last month Christmas burnout curse, it's a thing. So how do we change that? How can we start making some sense of all of this? First of all, think about this. Clear policies are like garlic against vampire clients. They keep the cows away. So it is very important to set clear policies with your clients, a fun client experience, but it has to be absolutely clear. Set boundaries, deposit, you have to have policies for deposit, rush fees, communication. Everything has to be explained to the T. um, because otherwise, if the customer doesn't know their boundaries, they're going to step further from their boundaries. It's going to happen. They're going to try to take a little bit more, to call you in the middle of the night, to think that they can rush you into a last minute order without any special fee, because they're their clients. They had clients for so long. Come on, what is the problem with that? Like I said, who can bake 20 cookies can bake 20 cookies or 100 cookies and a cake. Of course, what's the rush? So, clear policies are important. If you do not have policies yet, I think you should have by now. But anyway, if you're listening to me, you're starting out, you're just figuring out your cake business, and you don't know about your clear policies, it doesn't have to be like a document made by a lawyer and certified by a notary. No, it can be as simple as basic rules that you always have on the email that you, or on the way you talk to your clients. If it's by email, you have it in the bottom of your email. Simple guidelines. I'm not going to call it rules, like bullet points, like there is a fee for extra cause, or there is a fee for rush um, um, cakes, how would I call it, like I lost the word right now, for last minute orders. There you go. There's a deposit fee that you need to pay before the order is actually, before I start working on the cake. Communications is between this hour and this hour, by email or by WhatsApp or by text, or whatever you decide to communicate with your client. Very simple bullet points that clients can go and refer to when they're going to, and if they break any of these rules, policies, or boundaries, you can refer them to, listen, it's like this is the policy, it's in there, is in the email, please read it, because these are my times to talk to you, this is the way to communicate, and these are your fees. So all of this is super important for clarity and less headaches with clients. And I have to tell you, my friends, if you are not 100% sure on how to set these policies, it's very simple. You can go to ChatGPT or any uh, I mean, there are templates, there are cake decorators who offer these templates, but if you want to really get that organized and out of the way, you can go to ChatGPT or any AI tool that you have access to and just ask for simple one paragraph clear policies for your customers. Describe your business, describe what you want, and AI will help you. So it's within your reach. It's not that you have to pay a lawyer to do this. Depending on the business, I mean, depending on the size of your business and depending on the business that you have. If your business is bigger, if you have a storefront, if you have a bakery, talk to somebody who knows the law and who can get you better organized. I always recommend to go for the people who knows how to do it. But if you're just starting out and you actually want those boundaries, it's very simple. Just think of yourself as a customer and think of the customers that you've had before. What are the things that had not gone so well and how would you like them to change? And, you know, basic ground rules so your customers will know. I mean, they will know their boundaries, right? Okay. But it's not only about policies, it's also about giving that extra touch for your customers because, of course, you want to keep your customers, um, let's say, you want to keep your customers on point. You want to keep your customers within some boundaries. Yes, but you also want to keep your customers super happy and super excited about your product so much that you want them to return because that's what's going to make your customer come back. Add a little, delight for your customer in this season because it's the perfect season. Either Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas is the perfect time to add a little detail into your order so the customer feels like they're special, like adding a theme packaging or Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas thank you cards, or maybe a surprise cookie with their order, an extra treat that will make them smile. That is the way your customer will not forget you and will come back the next year. And maybe it won't be that um, ghost client. The Art K Coach podcast welcomes the Sweet Chalet Shop as one of our sponsors. Located in Stamford, Florida, the Sweet Chalet Shop inspires creativity, talent, and passion for sugar art. The stores offer a space to learn, bake, and create sugar masterpieces. Since opening in 2015, it has brought the best products, techniques, and teachers to the community, offering classes and mentorship for all skill levels. It focuses on innovating, offering a wide range of edible products from colors to cake mixes, all allergen free and kosher. It is recognized as one of the best retail stores in the USA, and their commitment is to supporting and nurturing creativity. Visit the Sweet Chalet shop, say hello to Marissa from me, and join the sweet journey. And if you visit online, don't forget to use the exclusive discount code Cake Coach 25. That is Cake Coach 25, created just for the listeners of this podcast, and have 20% off total discount of your purchase at the checkout. Thank you so much, Marissa, and thank you to the Sweet Chalet Shop for sponsoring the Art Cake Coach podcast. Now, let me share with you 5 quick fixes for surviving the holiday rush. Number one, cap your orders. Decide your max capacity before the season starts and stick to it like royalizing to a gingerbread wall. I mean, you decide this is how much, do your math. Remember the story I told you at the beginning. Do your math. This is the profit I'm going to make. This is how much I need to make it. So you will know exactly what to do and how much to work. Number two, create a holiday menu. Limit your designs and flavor to save your sanity and reduce costume chaos. At this time that things are very busy, Try not to get too creative with your flavors and your designs. Maybe a set of, I don't know, 6 cookies, or a set of um, 4 or 5 flavors. That for me is a lot. 3, 4 flavors of cake, cupcakes, things that you know are easy to manage. Go for the seasonal touch, right now it's pumpkins, it's warm flavors. Maybe add 1 or 2 fresh flavors, because you never know, and that way you reduce the chaos. Number 3, batch everything. Bake, decorate, and even answer messages in batches to avoid constant distraction, and actually making your time, uh, or manage your time the best way possible. If you're going to bake, set the time for baking. If you're going to decorate, set the time for decorating. If you're going to do admin work, set the time for admin work. If you're going to answer the message, and you can actually include this in your policies and boundaries, tell your customers that you will answer your messages at, I don't know, at the end of the day, at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Every day. Okay. So they will know. You can actually set an auto reply, so they will know that they're not going to expect an instant answer, but they will get an answer. This is actually a brilliant idea. You can, because it's not in the script. I just thought about that. Uh, Make an auto reply in your social media and on your email that tells that this season is really busy. You're, cooking magical, spooky treats, and your message will be answered by 6 p.m. every day. So wait for your answer, and I will get back at you. Something like that. Get back to you. Something like that. And I think your customers will love that. Number 4, prep your supplies early. Stockpile ingredients and packaging now, before everything goes nuts, before even, non professional bakers start buying a lot of things for the busy season, and you're not left out of anything. It's important to prepare ahead of time. We are right now at the end of September. I'm going to say that it could be a little late, but you still have time. So, Mm, I mean, do your list of all the things you need and prepare for the season. And the last one, of course, again, set boundaries with clients. I will recommend to say no to urgent orders, because even if they pay an extra fee for last minute, um, it's going to drive you nuts. So think about this. I mean, waive the two things: more money, my mental health. You decide. No midnight pickups, no late pickups, because that's another thing that used to drive me crazy when people will tell me, or I will give them a schedule, like, you can pick up the cake at noon on a Saturday. So I will be waiting for that client, and that client will show at 2 in the afternoon, or 3, or, I mean, no. If it's at 2, if it's at noon, is at noon, because I have other things to do. Either get bacon, or I need to do stuff on the weekend, So, or maybe I have a delivery, because I had both. I had people picking up at the beginning. I had both, picking up the cakes or delivering. Then I just stopped delivering, and everybody would pick up the cakes. But of course, I was not doing any big celebration wedding cakes, so it was easy for people to pick them up. Your kitchen, your business, your rules. So you can say no. You have my permission to say no. It's okay. I'll let you do that. Workflow means sanity. One long-term fix to end the chaos forever. Build simple systems and clear processes before next holiday season. You can start implementing those processes today, this season. Test them out, see if they work for you. And next year, I'm sure you're going to be way more prepared, but you have to start somewhere. Templates for quotes, automated order forms, clear pricing guides, and a repeatable production schedule will save you from reinventing the wheel every November and December and the next time, because we have many. I mean, As a baker, like I said, I don't bake cakes for selling anymore. But I remember my busiest times where Halloween, November, end of November, December for Christmas. Um, it was let's think, Valentine's. Also during the month of April, June, because there were a lot of between April June, because there were a lot of first communion and christenings. If you're a wedding cake artist, summer is going to be a busy season for you, so you can actually work it now and test it out, so for next time you will be even more prepared. That is how you stop being reactive to your orders and to your client and start running your business like the boss that you are. In the next part, I'm going to share just a few marketing tricks and treats that can help you improve your visibility and showcase your wonderful suites. So everybody start talking about it, checking them out, and maybe next year you will get even more clients. Marketing is key for any business, but for our cake business, especially in this busy season, is super important. There's no need to ghost your marketing. Keep showing up even if it feels a little bit scary. Social media, it's an easy window. It's out there and it's free, and you can use it even though we have talked about how daunting social media can be. If you organize some easy marketing ideas on social media, you will have what to post, when to post it, and it's not going to be a headache. So you can do, for example, 31 days of Halloween treats. Since tomorrow, October 1st, until the 31st of October, Halloween Day, you can actually start posting all of your treats and cakes and cookies and things that you have done over the years. And if you're just starting, maybe sharing other people's stuff, maybe talking about what each day you can talk about the treats that you are going to make that year. You can show maybe a behind the scenes of what you're doing during the whole month. And if you manage to post once, even if it's a story, a post, a carousel, a live, just say hello. I'm in my kitchen preparing for Halloween. During 31st, during 31 days in 1 month, believe me that your social media is, your algorithm is going to pick it up, or the algorithm is going to pick it up, and your social media is going to start to grow. You can show your treats, like I mentioned. You can show behind the scenes. You can share funny, I don't know, funny reels related with Halloween cakes, even fails, mistakes with a little bit of Halloween spin, and that will help you on social media. You can do a flash sale of a specific product, like, for example, Halloween treat box or Halloween cookies or Halloween cake pops, that you can have ready made, and you can do a flash sale for a specific date. Of course, marketing that ahead of time so people will expect it. And just say, for example, I only have 10 treat box available, and they're going to be selling on October 30th, and you know, and just create that rush, that curiosity for your treats until the day. And I'm sure you're going to sell them. You can also think about collaborating with local coffee shops, maybe party planners, custom shops. Where people go for Halloween, you can Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you name it, because this actually works for any holiday. You can collaborate with them. Um, Maybe buy an extra discount, or just leaving your card, just I don't know, leaving some samples so people can taste them or look at them. And that will be a great way to start. And maybe next year you will have even more clients and more customers. To wrap up this episode, I want to remind you that Halloween and any busy season is an opportunity for us cake artists. It could be chaotic, but it's chaotic if we make it so. I think is actually a big opportunity to sell our cakes, to sell our treats, to get our creative juices going, and to make our business visible. I want you to try one of the treats or one of the tricks from this episode and tell me which one you choose, why you chose it, and then later on tell me if they work and if they made it different. And remember, there is a cake business checklist on my website that you can go and download, that it can actually help you with the admin and the managing of your cake business even in the busy seasons. And don't forget that I also have the subscription channel of this podcast, where this month is all about cake business management. There is already class number 1 in there, and this month we're going to have class number 2. And in case you haven't heard, I think I'm going to share at the beginning of the episode. I'll probably edit it later. But in the case you haven't heard, there is a new podcast. I have a new podcast called No Icing Cake Talk Unfiltered. And it's been fun, guys. It's a little bit scary, a little bit Halloweeny, but no, it doesn't have anything to do with Halloween. It's scary because it's non-filtered. I just say it as it is. It's not cake business per se. It's more what's going on in our cake community, and all of those little things that we're like, I need to talk about this. There's something wrong here, or there's something that shouldn't be, or I think this should be improved in our international cake community, cake business, as cake artists, as cake decorators, as business owner. And the first episode is out. It's going to be a monthly podcast. And the first episode is out and is about cake trends. Do we need them or we don't? So go and check them out. I really want you to have a profitable season for the next months to come. Is the last months that are the last months of the year. For me, are the best month of the year. A lot of things happen during these months, and I cannot wait to get creative and do some really nice Halloween treats for everyone. And enjoy it because it can be stressful, but it can also be a very creative and very profitable time for our cake business. This is it for today, my friends. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you all a great month of October, and I'll get back to you in November for more Thanksgiving tips and episode. There are a lot of interviews coming up in the next months, but for today, this is what I have for you. So I say goodbye, as I always say goodbye, my friends. Stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next week. Bye bye. Running a cake business doesn't have to be overwhelming. Let me help you take control of your time and workflow so you can run a profitable business without burnout. Book a free discovery call and let's chat about your needs, the needs of your cake business, and find out the best strategy to ensure success. Find links in the description of the episode so you can book a 30-minute free discovery call with me and figure it out the best way to help you. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative.